Ahoy, friends. It's me, Dave Landau. After a long night on stage, I like to kick back with a captain's hat and a fine cigar and watch the Dennis and Andy show. These guys are huge nerds, but they're the kind that you actually want to hang out with. Enjoy them. I do.
Oh, don't adjust your dial, don't change the channel, and don't think you're going crazy. It is Friday, and it is a live edition of the Dennis and Andy Show. It's not Wednesday. There's not 2 days of work left in the week. Oh no, Saturday is tomorrow. Drinking is tonight. And we are here today on a very special occasion. Dennis, after being 53, finally got circumcised, and we just want to share the good news. You want to show him the doctor's handiwork there, buddy?
You know, Andy, you just surprise me every single week with something else. You must sit there with a notepad in bed at night and just think of all of these and then wait for that right moment. Not saying that this was the right moment, but I did chuckle, so you got me.
I don't have to. That's the whole reason of taking improv, Dennis. It just comes right out. There's no thinking at all. If I was thinking about it, it wouldn't be nearly as good.
Well, we are here on a Friday, and hopefully you guys got all the memos and stuff we sent out. And, we got a great guest that we've been excited. We've been talking for quite some time, and we were trying to get him in to talk about his new campaign, and it's all about scheduling. So we wound up being able to do it on a Friday. So we're giving up our happy Friday for this great occasion. But
it's not a
whole bunch of people in, so they must have got the memo.
It's not a happy Friday. It's a great Friday.
It is a great Friday.
Hello, Blackjack. Randy Howell in the house, dropping links like a boss. Kor-Drath on Indiegogo. Kor-Drath on Kickstarter. Kor-Drath. Okay, yes, there it is again. Okay, never mind. Oh, I know why it's there. Randy's here. Marcus is here. JP Roca, what is up? Chris Hernandez. AJ, everybody relax. I'm here. Oh my God, I haven't heard that in a long time. Or read it. I almost wish I didn't have to. Nicholas Gear, what's up? Marcus says, congratulations, Dennis. Did you save the skin?
Marcus, I'll let you know at Heroes Con.
Oh, AJ says save it. See?
Everybody wants it saved. There's something wrong with y'all.
Welcome to the club, Dennis. It's about time. Most people, what is up, Mr. Surge? Most people, get it done when they're infants. They don't even know. But for some reason, Dennis was like, I want to wait till I'm a 53-year-old man, and I don't even want anesthetic. Just do it. I can take the pain.
That explains all the blood on cover A.
Exactly.
You guys.
I know, it's crazy.
This is how rumors start. I am just saying.
Not at all. All right, let's welcome our guest. He was actually one of the first, the original DNA show watchers, screen name Jay Lee. It's James Lee. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Are you happy for Dennis?
It's just one of those things.
I think he shrieked after the thought of all that pain that you so vividly painted for our viewers.
No, I didn't vividly paint that picture at all. I could vividly paint that picture, but I didn't.
I could tell you some war stories. I was in medical military, so you don't want to know.
James is patching up some dude's poor leg, and he's like, oh, you're not clipped. Want me to take care of that while I'm here?
Yeah, that was the least on my mind.
Oh, my.
If Randy Grindy Howl says Jay Lee is now on the other side of the camera. Yes, he is. Yes,
Thank
he
you.
is.
Thank you.
That is
So-
right.
And again, thank y'all for having me today. I
Of
really do
course.
appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. And I meant to ask before we even started, can you share your screen or do you want us to pull up the campaign? What's the deal?
I can do it. Just 1 second.
Okay.
But I sent y'all the link to the special.
Right. And we'll post that when you want.
So let me pull that up real quick. So
Actually, I could pop it right now. Do you want me to pop it now?
yeah, go right ahead and I'll talk about it.
There's
Alright.
a special link to James's campaign that he created just for the DNA show. Dennis just popped it. So if you go to that link, once we screen share, James can explain what that's all about. And it's only, is it only going to be up during the show or what's your plan?
Only going to
with
be
it?
available for those here at the show.
Oh,
Ooh, very nice.
all right. Share the screen. There we go.
Okay, so this has the special perk, as you can see right here.
Ooh.
And I will explain the special perk. So on the special perk, you're getting 1 PDF copy, 1
Nice.
Jimmy Reyes cover,
Oh.
1 cover A, 1 cover B, and 1 cover C, plus the Jimmy Reyes 12 by 18 black and white poster and the 12 by 18 Dan Lawless Mina black and white red dress poster, which I'll scroll down and show it to you in just a second. Now,
Nice.
once you select it, you're going to get 2 options of add-ons. Those options of add-ons are the hardback novels as a package deal, all 3 hardback novels
Mhm.
for $50, or you can get all 3 paperback novels for $30, which is big savings on both. So you can get everything on this special perk with a major discount.
That's cool.
Excellent.
And as
Yeah,
you go
man.
down here, this is the Jimmy Reyes cover.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is Jimmy Reyes did it fantastic. This is cover A.
Mm-hmm.
This is cover B. And this is cover C. I don't know why it stretched on the screen for some reason, but it did. But that's the same. It's cover.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then of course you get the black and white poster, and you get the Mina poster. Now these
Nice.
posters are, like I was saying, 12 by 18. So if you'll go put me full screen, I'll show you actually what the actual sizes of these posters.
Oh yeah.
So this is the actual poster here. So this is not a small poster. This is, this is.
That's large and in charge, baby.
Yeah.
12 by 18.
Yeah, 12 by 18 posters. So you're getting those. So you're getting all that as a special perk today on the show.
Very cool.
And then, of course, we have the pages here. What I did was I put the first 7 pages up so you could actually read the story of the count.
Oh, okay.
So you can see the art, you can read it, like that. And then what I did was, because I like to take 2 pages, put it together so I can see what the story is going to look like through the pages.
Sure.
The open book. So this is page 2 and 3, 4 and 5. 6
I
and
would just suggest on 4 and 5, if you can just rotate that so it's actually the right way.
8.
Like go back.
I can go
and,
back and fix it.
Yeah, I would do that. That's the one thing I noticed. I just think it's going to be a little bigger when you rotate it. So I can understand because it's a 2-page spread and everything. But I think from the reading standpoint and just, when I was scrolling through the page, I was like, what? So yeah, I would do that.
Okay. All right.
Small thing.
And then, of course, here's this one. And when I did this, I wanted to use some of my architectural background. So that's why I put the buildings like this. I really wanted to give you a depth of what the city was and everything as the battle was going through.
That's cool. Now, once you get these pages colored, are you going to swap them out on the page so people?
Yeah. Once we get it colored, I'll swap them out so you can see the full breathtaking,
Yeah. Very
and of
cool.
course this is the Mina here that you get for 12 by 18 of her. That's
Nice.
done by a wonderful Dan Laws. This is one of our benchmark trading cards also.
Okay.
And then, of course, this is another trading card that I'm doing. And then, of course, this is my artwork here.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we have this one here. I do not have Joe's and Pete's or Shelby's yet.
Oh, okay.
So I'm still waiting on those. So that's what we've got planned.
Sweet. Well, let's kick off how we do all our interview type shows with the question Dennis always likes to ask. Starting off,
especially with our first time, guests, everybody's always wondering, your origin story. How did you get involved in comics, into this project, and let's get your origin story there, James.
Well, my origin goes way, way back because I'm not a young person. So it actually started in 1988. When I was in high school, I was an architect and general drafting student.
Oh, yeah, so was I.
My goal was to design airplanes.
That's what I wanted to do.
When I was 16 years old, I actually built my first airplane at 16. And it flew. So, I was the one that was in the plane. So, but it was a simple, but yeah, I designed airplanes.
Hold on, let's back up. You built a plane at 16 and flew it?
Yeah.
So it was one of those kits like John Denver took the dive in?
No.
Oh. No, it was an SR-71. Duh.
No. No, what it was a tubular plane that you used like a cloth overtop for the wing, and used a small motor with a seat, so there was no shell or nothing. You wore a helmet and goggles, and it only flew like 500 feet off the ground. I mean, it wasn't anything spectacular, but it flew.
Yeah, but 500 feet to somebody like me, I can go up in a building that tall, no problem. You put me up in a plane like you're describing, no.
Yeah,
I mean, I would pass out. I'd be like, nope, too high, too high.
No, like I said, my goal was I wanted to build the greatest fighter jet ever designed.
That's cool.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to basically like the F-22. That's what I wanted to design because I knew about Skunk Works. I knew about Kelly Johnson. That was the guy I was really had my buttons was Kelly Johnson. He designed the SR-71. He designed the F-20, the F-117. The B-70 Valkyrie. I can just go through all the U-2. All those planes.
That's cool.
So I knew all about those planes and like that. So
James, is the Aurora real?
I played the fifth. I'm going to plead the fifth on that one because there's some other stuff out too.
Okay, I
will say this: there is an aircraft called the X-51 that is out, and I know about that one. And that one is not distance. That one is how long can it stay up?
Now the X-51, come on, James. We all know that's Machine Man. Now you're literally just making stuff up.
Always goes back to Marvel Comics.
X-51 is Machine Man. So the Army ripped off Jack Kirby. Nice.
The X-51 is a low space altitude aircraft. It stays at the right at the edge of the altitude. Yeah. And it can stay up for multiple days.
Really?
It has a top speed of over Mach 10.
So how many people fit in that thing?
Right now, it's unmanned.
Oh, it's unmanned. Oh, okay.
So
the fastest actual aircraft that's ever been built that a person has actually sit in that flew, besides space shuttles or anything like that, is the X-15.
Okay.
That was 6.5.
Wow.
So then it was also true because you had to have seen Top Gun Maverick, and that when they rolled out that secret that Mach 10 plane, and they actually rolled out the real ones because that was designed by Skunk Works. China's satellites had actually saw
that is true. That is true. Yes, 100%. Now, if you knew about the air show they just had in Arizona, they pulled the model out and parked it by an SR-71 Blackbird.
Oh,
so
really?
They did do a full mock-up of that plane.
Did they really?
Yeah, it's a real mock-up.
Wow.
Nice. Yes.
That's cool.
China freaked out a little bit, and they thought
China was nuts over
plane.
They thought it was real.
China freaked out and sent over some balloons. That's how bad they freaked out.
So, but no, what changed everything was I saw Jim Lee's Alpha Flights.
Oh, yeah.
And now I've got to say this because, and Kelsey Shannon will back me up on this. Him and I go way back before he even worked with the Ortiz brothers on Arachnus. That's how far back me and Kelsey go.
Oh.
My actual name is Jim Lee.
Right.
Okay. I had to change it to James so there would be no confusion between me and the other Jim Lee.
Wait, so are you saying legal name is Jim
Mm-hmm.
when your birth
You saying
certificate and
the
stuff?
other Jim came
Oh,
before
really?
you?
Yeah, he's older than me.
Okay.
So you just go by James. You didn't actually officially change it. You
No,
just go.
I go by James, but
Right.
my name is Jim. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So, 88, I saw the Alpha Flights, and I was like mesmerized by it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to draw like this. I want to draw this. I want to draw what I saw. So, I was really bad at it. I mean, I was terrible. I could draw buildings, I could draw planes, people, not so good. So, I went to the New York Comic Con, Big Apple Comic Con in 88. My cousins are in New York. They wanted to see, I had just won state from architectural general drafting designs of an F 15. I had done the full schematics, engines, everything. So I went up there to see them, and I had the Apple Flights because I was still trying to draw like this. They decided that they were going to go to the Big Apple Con because they had a whole basement full of comic books. They actually gave me a second copy of Batman. It's the one Neil Adams did with Ra's al Ghul.
Oh yeah. I don't know the number, but I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had that issue, and I had the Alpha Flights, and I had heard that Jim was going to be there. So I wanted to go talk to Jim. Well, I got there. My cousins pushed me in line for Neil Adams. Yeah, you got to go see Neil Adams. Oh, it was hilarious. So Neil Adams, he is just roasting everybody that's coming up there for review.
Oh yeah.
So I've got this black, the old black case, suitcase thing. Yeah, so I have that. I hand him the comic book. I don't hand him what's in the thing. He's like, "You're not going to show me your stuff?" I was like, "No." He goes, "Why?" I said, "Because you don't want to see it. You want to see comic book art." I don't have comic book art. He goes, "Well, I want to see what you have." So I open it up, lay it out, and it's just all this F-15 schematics and stuff. And he's sitting there and he goes, "And you want to draw comic books?" I said, "No, I want to work for Skunk Works." And all he said was, "Good luck." That was it. That was all I heard. That's the only everybody's looking at me like, what the hell just happened? Because, he was just ripping everybody. I mean, I was just listening to him. I was like, oh my God. So, but he signed the book, real happy to do that. So go around the corner, and Jim is sitting there, and there's nobody at his table. And I was like, what? So I go up and talk to him, and I had the Alpha Flight books, which he signs. And then I asked him to look at the F-15 stuff, and then I showed him the sketches I was doing based on his Alpha Flight. And he gave me 20 minutes of and he was sketching stuff, little bit on his notepad, of how to fix my spine, my chest, my leg, the whole thing. And then he asked me what I was going to do, and I was like, well, I'm leaving for 3 months, in 3 months' time for basic training for the military, where I'm going in as a medic. And because he took medical school.
Yep.
So he started writing books down for me to get. He said, take these books, look at them, because you're probably going to need them when you go to your medical school to learn muscles and everything like that. So had a real good conversation with him. I still have those little sheets of paper to this day.
Oh, that's
he didn't
cool.
sign them, but I still have those sheets of paper.
Yeah.
So I go off to the military. I'm there for 4 years. I get out late 92. And then, Image had just started the whole thing, debacle. I was in Korea Hall. That was going down. So I'm buying through the PX, the comic books. So I come back, Image, they're doing their grand tours through everything. So I get to meet everybody again. This is where I met with Rob, I met with Mark, I met with Jim. Everybody's good like that. And everything's going pretty good, but I still have a lot of ways to go. They were telling me, this looks really good, but you still need to improve on this and this and this. So 94 comes around, and Kelsey and I meet up before the show. Kelsey lives about a mile away from me, where I was at, and we just hit it off. So we're going to there. I'm with Kelsey, Jaime Mendoza, Todd Knock. Who else was there? There was a couple of guys. Now, Brett had already left Fort Worth area. He had already gotten picked up, and he was already with Jim at the time. But there was so many artists here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It was ridiculous. Kerry Gamble's in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Okay. So big influence over the years. Big influence on me over the years. Respect him more than anything. So we go through all these things, and Kelsey and I get picked up by a small company called Power Comics. And they were independent. They had absolutely no money. We did one book, and then the company folded because Diamond wouldn't pick them up. So like that. So at that point, Kelsey and I break off. Kelsey goes to work for the Ortiz brothers on Arachnus. If you ever seen those books, fantastic books. I mean, if they were in Comicsgate today, they'd probably clear $1 million each. They're just that good of books. I mean, they could rival. They were rivaling what Image was doing at the time.
Oh, wow.
So I'm there, really can't get anything going because of my name. You know, I was stupid because I was still going by Jim, and it didn't work well. So I get contacted by a guy named Sap. Sap is a professional wrestler, big black guy. He's going to go work for New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he needs T-shirts. So I designed 3 T-shirts for him. I get paid $3,000 for just 3 drawings. I'm like, ooh, I can make some money off of this. So he goes over there. I get contacted by New Japan Pro Wrestling to say, hey, would you like to do other wrestlers' shirts? I was like, yeah. So I get up, got no connections. Everybody's gone. I go to Japan. So I'm over in Japan, working over there, doing T-shirts and stuff for New Japan Pro Wrestling. I do, if you know anything about modern New Japan Pro Wrestling, I did Jay White's T-shirts. I did Chase Owens' T-shirts. I did some of the Bullet Club's T-shirts. So I was doing stuff like that.
Wow, that's freaking cool.
So yeah, I was having a blast. So, you know, now that's recently, but in 2001 I come back, and my parents have an accident. My dad is killed. My mother's messed up real bad. So I just stopped. You know, I'm doing the T-shirt thing, but I'm not doing the comic book thing. I'm done because I got to take care of my mother. So I'm doing all this stuff, and then I break my hand in 2015. So I can't do anything. I can't draw. My hand's shaking out of control. So all my drawing just stopped. So 2018, my mother passes away, and I go into what's known as depressionary. If you ever lose your parents, there's a thing, a part, if you're real close to them, that you suffer is called depression. It's a type of depression that happens to everybody. And so I'm talking to my doctor. My doctor says, hey, if you start getting things in your head, start writing them down. You know, just write them down for therapy reasons. So I'm sitting at home. I'm watching The Munsters, Andy Griffith, and The Addams Family. And for some reason, this crazy idea of could I take The Munsters and make it into a serious horror story comes to play. I mean, dead serious horror story. So I start working on that. And about 1 month in, I'm like going, this is complete and utter disaster. It doesn't work. There's too many holes. So I put it away for about 2 or 3 months. And I start thinking, wait a minute. What if I take the monster idea, not the monsters, but the idea of the monsters,
right,
and retool the whole thing from scratch?
Oh, okay.
I mean, completely from scratch. So I'm doing some old drawings I had from '99, and I find this picture of this vampire, which is the trading card that you saw, the him with his fangs open. And I'm like, I can work with this guy. I can do something with him. And I remember I wrote a note out saying, this guy cannot be Dracula. That was number one thing. He cannot be Dracula.
Okay.
So then I start putting the book together. Start coming up with a story. Because I've studied European history and stuff like that, I know, you know, there's a little country, if you don't know it, it's called Liechtenstein.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Smallest country, right?
Yes, but there's something unique about it. Liechtenstein is still ruled by a royal family. They still have control of the country. That's what got my attention. So I based my country, Moldavia, which is fictitious, off of Liechtenstein.
Okay.
And because my vampire is a count, he's not the ruler. If you know anything about royal families, a count or duke usually goes to the younger brother of the ruler. It's usually, if the ruler is either a prince or a king, his brother will be a prince or duke or count.
Okay,
that's how the titles go. So in this case, what I did was I made my vampire the count, the younger brother of the ruler. And what happens is the brothers are real close. The brothers have families. At this time in 1507, you have the Ottoman Turk invasion of Europe. This is where Wallachia comes in play. This is where Tempish comes in play, who is the basis of Dracula comes in play. Same time period. So what I did was I said they went out, had this great battle, the prince dies. The younger brother, who is the count, made a blood oath to protect the country and the family to his brother while his brother's fixing to die. While he's in the battle, one of his own troops assassinates him from behind. Now, as he is down, he's crying out that, he'll do anything. He'll do anything to save his people. At that point, that's when if you look in the comic book or in the story, this cat shows up. This cat is an avatar of death. And basically he's been judged worthy. He's given this opportunity, one last opportunity to save everybody. The problem is with power, there's a trade-off. And this curse is he becomes the vampire. And that's where he becomes a vampire. And so he goes off, he gets up, he goes off, he's trying to save everybody. It doesn't go as planned. So that's the graphic novel. It doesn't go off as planned.
Oh, okay.
And this all leads into the novels, which is based in real life. In real life, you have this girl named Mary Jade Von Stein. And yes, I did it because of Star Wars, just a Disney. But you have this young girl. She's in America. She doesn't know anything. Her parents are brutally murdered, assassinated, and she's forced to go live with the relatives over in Europe. She is the only descendant of the prince. So everything is hers. When she gets over to the country, the count, his daughter, her husband, and their son is waiting for her. So she's got to survive with them because vampires, werewolves, undead, like that. Now, I didn't make little kids. I mean, the son basically is James. I use James Dean as a role model for the son. That's what he is. He's a werewolf. He's vindictive. He's a punk. He's got a hot rod car. He's got a whole pack of werewolves with him. They fight. They are brutal. They don't play games. And you have this group of assassins who are monster hunters that want to kill everybody. So you have that, and that's in the first book. Okay. As it goes on in the other books, you get this beautiful blonde-haired vampire coming into play named Carmilla. And you find out she is the master of the villains of everything. She is vindictive. She is cold-blooded. This is a character that would scare the pants off of anybody. She doesn't play. I mean, she does not play.
Right. And
she wants everybody dead. She has a grudge against the family, the entire country. She wants it all. She wants it wiped off the planet. So that's the novels. But like I said, in the graphic novel, this is his story. This is what happens on him taking over as the vampire, what it does, and everybody's coming in and becoming vampires and stuff in the story. So that's what's going on in the whole thing.
That's cool.
So the American Girl isn't a vampire, though,
no,
correct?
The American Girl is not a vampire. She's something else, and I'm not going to say because you got.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
but there is a reason why her parents were assassinated.
I
not
hear
just
it.
because they're the royal family, but there's something special about her.
And we should say hello, Dan.
I know. What's up, Dan?
So,
Randy had a question a few back, even though you might have answered. Let's see. There you go. I'll let you read that. And
sorry, I missed the pre-sign up. The Jimmy Reyes cover looks sweet. It's available in the big secret pack for this show only. I think there's a question.
No, you can actually order the poster separately, but the cover book, the cover, the Jimmy Reyes cover book is only available on the secret perk that's available for this show. The poster you can buy separately for $10, which is black and white. The cover was for the sign up only, pre-sign up,
okay.
But I'm releasing it for this show only, so you can get it that way.
Cool.
There you go. Hope that helps you, Randy. Dessner clicking buttons at the same time, I see.
The other thing I have on the campaign as well, and get that back up.
Yeah, pull it back up. I can remove it. You don't have to stop sharing screen. I can just pull it down and then push it back up so you don't have to keep.
The other thing on this is
I'll show you there we go.
Because I know, Dennis, you love Jean Grey.
That's right.
Okay.
Everybody knows.
So I did put this in here. Okay, so you can see the black and white cover by itself, $10. Dan Laws by itself. All the covers are by themselves you can get except for the Jimmy Reyes one. But if you go down here, I do a sketch. Basically, this is the size of a backing board for just a head sketch,
Oh yeah.
but 11 by 17, black and white, cover quality sketch of anything you want drawn. So say Dennis wants Dark Phoenix, you'd get Dark Phoenix.
Nice.
Nice.
And then of course I have the original artwork to cover A, cover B, and cover C for sale. I also have the original Vampire Trading Card artwork for the Count and for Mina up for sale as well. And then I have the full wraparound cover to the Stines novel 3, the full cover on cover for sale for $500.
Cool.
They're all full size, 11 by 17, except for the 3 because it's double panel.
Zaid, welcome.
That's right.
So,
Well, that's cool.
That is. So you are selling your original artwork. So I was going to ask how you draw it. Is it is a
no,
lot of
I do it.
traditional?
I do it right over here on the table.
Okay.
I don't do anything digital.
That's what I like to hear.
So it's
Yeah.
I mean, because I'll show you right here. Here's the actual cover right here.
Oh, cool.
So that's the black and white cover right there. And what I do is I'll go get it scanned and I'll send it over to Gabe and he'll color and everything on his computer.
You don't have a scanner? You just said you'll go get it scanned. Do you not have a scanner? Hello.
I don't have a scanner big enough for 11 by 17. So I go right down to Kinko's and get it done.
Okay. Well, there you go. That works.
And the person at Kinko's is really good. I can get them at 600 DPI, TIFFs, or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. I hope you take a batch at once, though, so you're not just, well.
No, I do
charge?
take a batch at once.
I was going to say, how do they charge for that? Is it like per scan or?
Yeah, it's per scan. But they charge like to do a PDF file.
Oh, okay.
So
That's not too bad.
no. No.
So now, do you have the whole script written out for this?
Yes.
Oh, nice. And since you're writing it yourself, how detailed is the script? I guess you could say, like, how do you go about writing your own stuff?
Yeah. Just before we do that, Jay,
I'll take care of that.
you might have a problem with your link in your Twitter.
Okay, I'll take care of that. But I thought I had it right. Okay, I'll redo it. My profile. Well, I forgot what the question was, but yeah.
So since you're writing your own stuff,
how do I do it?
How do you write for yourself? Do you do just loose? Is it full script? You know what I mean?
It's loose, and I'll explain. I don't do it like I do the novel. I do it like basically what I'll do is I'll do a thumbnail drawing, and I'll do it like I'm looking at a cartoon, saying okay, this is how it's flowing, and then I'll make footnotes on the side, and I'll make footnotes of the script, and I'll go from there.
And that's how you did the whole page, like the whole book. You have done that way, kind of drawn out that way.
For the novel, yeah.
Wow.
But for the, for the graphic novel, yeah. But for the novel, that's a little bit different.
Oh yeah. How do you go about constructing a novel then? And how many pages are each of those novels, so people know?
Well, they're 200 and
okay.
They're over 200 pages, but they're basically 65,000 words.
Oof.
Okay.
Sounds like so much.
That's about 64,800 more than Andy likes to read.
Well,
it's true.
There's a trick to doing it, and if you look at a book and you look at the chapter titles, that's your layout of because when you read my book, my chapter titles tell me what's going in the.
Oh, so you'll kind of do like an outline with the chapter titles or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
The chapter titles tell me what's going to happen in the story, and it gives me my pacing.
Okay, I get that. I can see that. And then, do you Because I'm always curious about novel writing and stuff. So you have that broken down first, and then boom, you just start with page one and just start going. And do you do the full rough draft first and then
Yeah,
reread it and stuff?
yeah.
Or
Well, when I started doing this one, and this is where it really took me 2 years to put this together.
hmm
My first draft got to 13 chapters and then it fell apart.
hmm.
And I had to keep going. I actually did 11 different drafts.
Wow.
That's how much changes from the original story to what was actually published. There was
Wow.
11 different drafts that went into, you know, production of the story. And thank God for an editor. Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
No, I
have a
totally
wonderful
understand.
editor. He took my what I consider really bad writing at the time, and he cleaned it up, sent it back, saying, "Okay, this is what needs to be fixed. This is what you need to do on this." Really positive, really thing, and turn it into the masterpiece it became. I will give one big piece of advice: when you start sending out stuff, copyright it before you send it out.
hmm.
That way, it's protected.
Sure.
Oh,
Sure.
And then once you start getting proposals back, get with a business attorney to look at it. That's what I did.
Oh,
I
right.
got when I wrote Stines, I sent out the first three chapters.
hmm.
I got a reply from Penguin House. I got Del Rey. I got Palmento. I got 6 different. Yes, we want the book from all of them. Even Penguin House wanted it.
Well, that's cool.
Problem is the contracts.
Right.
Penguin. Now, I will say this about Penguin House. I hate Penguin House. I can't
Oh,
stand them.
okay. And why's that, if you can say?
Here's Penguin House's contract in a nutshell. We're going to give you a team of 10 people to help promote your book. We're going to get you advertising space everywhere. We're going to do all this stuff for you. Your book's going to sell for $24.95.
Uh-huh.
We're going to pay you 50 cents a book.
Wow.
wow. 50 cents a book?
50 cents a book.
I mean, did you get anything up front, or it literally was nothing up front? We'll publish it, and you'll get 50 cents a book.
Yeah, I'm going to get this gigantic team to help promote it and everything.
Right.
But basically, it's
Wow.
50 cents a book.
Wow.
My attorney laughed so hard. So the company I went with, which is actually in Carolinas, they did what's known as a hybrid contract because I'm a first-time writer at the time
Yeah.
for the first book, which means basically I had to pay for the editing.
Okay.
Okay. Now, novel editing is expensive.
Sure.
They charge between 2 and 4 cents a word
A word?
A word?
per word.
Of wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, and that's each time you send it to them.
Right.
So, I mean, if you do it one time, they send it back to you. That's $1,300. You do it 2 or 3 times, that's going to, it can range up to.
Oh yeah, that's
How
what
much
it.
is
Yeah. Oh
it
yeah.
gonna be? 65,000 words times
Yeah.
2 cents or 4 cents?
Yeah,
Snap.
yeah. So they're really happy about the book. They're like that. They released the book first month. Boom, it's going. It just takes off. I dropped it the first week of September, right before for how 8 weeks before Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Europe sales. I got European sales. I got sales in Australia, New Zealand, and I'm talking. My book was actually accepted into Romania, which a vampire book in
Really?
Romania is really rare. But
That
it was
is
accepted
rare.
into Romania. I sold 120 copies in Romania.
Oh wow.
So I was like, oh, okay.
Isn't that like the whole population of Romania? So that's pretty good.
No, the population of Romania is a lot bigger than that. But
Oh.
it just when that hit, and then because they called me back, they said, like, when are you going to do book 2? And my contract with them was 3-book deal.
Right.
So I was like, well, I'm only working on book 2. He goes, good, good, good. So second book comes out, they take it. I don't even have to do the hybrid deal. They're just going to take it because
Oh.
they're making money. I'm making money. I mean, they're paying me really good money on this.
Right.
And
And
so
wait, which publisher was this one
this
again?
is the one in South Carolina. It's just like Jim Palmont, the guy that did Power Girl and Ash.
Oh, okay.
It's his same last name is the same company name.
Okay.
and because I butchered the name, but yeah, they just loved it. I mean, it was just selling like hotcakes. I mean, right now the last number I got was combined sales. That means audiobook, digital books, paperback, hardback, novel wise. I've got combined sales of 43,000 copies.
Wow, and there's an audio book.
Yeah, for the first one.
Nice.
So
Did you read it?
have I what my book? Yeah,
Yeah.
I've read my book several times.
No, I mean, did you read the audio book?
Audiobook.
Will we get to hear the smooth sounds of James Lee reading to us?
No, it's not me. New. I actually got somebody who actually does audio reading. So
So wait, you had to find the person?
I had to agree to it. I have total control.
Oh, right. Okay, but they looked for the person. You didn't
Well,
have to.
What
you
you do is on audiobook is they post it and then people send submissions in.
Oh, okay.
And I get to sit and listen to all the submissions and pick who I want.
Okay.
It's not they do it and I don't do it. No, I have control. That's the thing about the contract. I have control over the book. I have
Right.
control over the things. So it's one of those things.
Right. Right.
So like with this, I can do whatever I want with this and not even have to deal with them on the graphic novel because why? I own the copyrights and trademarks. They're under me. They're not under them.
Right.
So I can do the comic books separately.
Well, that's cool.
So
That is cool.
And then, so there's three of those out, right? Three, you said?
there's 3 novels of those. Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
So, and this is just step one, basically getting into the comic book / graphic novel.
Coming back in. Yeah. Because this is part one. I mean, I've got so much I can do. I got a 5-year gap.
Mm-hmm.
That I can do whatever I want in that 500-year gap. I can place stuff all the way through.
Right. And what? How many pages is this one you're doing?
Right now it's 48. But
Okay.
if we get to our benchmarks, which I would love to see, it can go all the way up to 100 pages.
Oh wow,
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think that the graphic novel goes to 100 pages at 100,000. So we
Yeah.
got to get to 100,000 to basically double the book.
yeah,
That's cool. Very cool. What's your work process like when you're doing the art on a page?
I basically what I'll do. I have my little sketch over here.
Mm-hmm.
I will do the boxes first, and then if there's buildings involved, I'll do the buildings first. I'm very meticulously on my buildings. I mean, you can see.
Oh yeah. No,
and
that's
so
cool.
I'll do that, but I'll also know where I'm going to put the people.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So
Yeah, you gotta have it figured
then
out.
I'll put the people. Then I'll put the people in, but if it's like a big fight scene, I'll draw the big characters first, and then I'll go in and put whatever's in the back behind it.
Yeah.
But that's how I do it. And usually, what I'll do is I'll set 2 pages together, so that way I can see how the whole thing flows from,
Right. That's
everything.
cool.
And I always leave space for the words. Leave space for the words.
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah. No, you got to do that.
and leave enough for the colorist to color.
Very cool.
That is true too. Scroll back up some. I keep forgetting I don't have control over the screen. I keep putting my hand on my mouse, but I'm like, wait, I don't have control over this.
Let's see here. You can see I have people here in the front. I have people here in the
Oh,
front.
yeah.
I have people here in the front. But I had to draw all these buildings here.
Sure.
Now, of course, I took out the linings, but you can see these are rundown buildings. This is a war torn city. This is
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing some of this stuff in color. I mean, we've
Yeah.
obviously seen because Gabe did color the covers over you, right?
Yeah,
Correct?
Gabe colored everything. He did everything that's in color. Gabe did. So
Okay.
he's on board. He's 100% on board. So I've got him. And he's excited about it. He's like, yeah, I want to really do this. He actually did the Stines cover 3 cover also for the graphic novel, and book 2 of the graphic of the actual novels. Jose Garcia did the cover for that one.
Oh, okay. Do you have that to show, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, I've got one right over here. Hold on one second.
Sure.
Yeah, this is Jose Garcia's
Oh,
cover.
hold on. I'll full screen it too. Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
That's cool.
It is.
I like
like
Jose
that.
stuff. That's very cool.
so that's so.
Very nice.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's fast too.
I know. I backed his book, and we were talking before, Dennis and I, and when I back something, I pretty much back it and forget about it. So when it shows up, it shows up. So
Yeah, yeah, that's what I do. I mean, I've backed. I think I said I backed 102 campaigns. So I'm like, okay, which one did I get? Which one don't I get?
yeah, right. There's a question for you from
No,
Randy.
I will be at my day job. I already sent John a message about it, so I'm not going to be there. I would love to, but you got to do what you got to do.
So wait, that's on what night is
Sunday.
that? That's on Oh, so you work on a Sunday?
Yes, I work for the second. No, now it's the third largest international airport in the world. So
Really?
yes, I am one of the terminal managers.
No shit. Is
Yeah,
that as stressful as they say?
yeah.
Any good stories you can tell us?
Let's see, what's a good one I can tell you.
Why do you have stories you're not allowed to tell?
Well, there's some that are kind of I don't want to tell you about it because you wouldn't believe if I told you. But there's a lot of I get to handle the celebrity escorts.
Do you really?
Ah, cool.
So I get to see a lot of people.
Is that a lot of private jet stuff then?
No, a lot of people fly commercial.
Oh,
So Peter Mayhew used to fly all the time. He would come over. Last time he flew, he was in a wheelchair though.
right.
He didn't look good. But yeah, he would fly in all the time. I'd be his escort all the time.
What's up, Matt? Oh, that's pretty freaking cool.
So I got yeah.
Drop some more names, man. Come on, now we're all intrigued.
Well, I was going to say, I'm going to drop the secret perk once again. James, I would have you scroll up. Let's hit the refresh button just to see, because I know we got some backers from in the chat.
There it goes. Look at that. Nice.
55. Thank you guys.
Yeah, guys, the
Very
DNA bump. Add
Look
it
at that.
again.
Look at that, Dennis. That's the year you were born. That's amazing.
55. So that means you're older. Just remember, you're always older, Andy.
Nah, until you show me that birth certificate, I don't have to believe that just because you tell me the year you were born.
Yeah,
You know, Dennis, there is trust but verify. So just because you say you were born the same year as me, but a month
If
later,
you come over, we're planning this Sunday to watch $6 Million Man. And if you come over, I will show you the birth certificate with the rest of us nerds.
the funny thing is when everybody asks me about that, I just say I am 6 months younger than Michael Turner. The
Oh,
late Michael Turner. We're the same age, born the same year. So
oh, okay.
that was my dad, Michael Turner.
Oh, I did
So-
not know that.
So that's cool. So everybody, make sure we've got the link in here. You guys can hit the secret, the special perk in the tier, and back this. It's really cool looking. A lot of effort's been put into it. It looks great. I mean, I had flipped through everything and I had seen the Mina poster and the card. That looks fantastic. I mean, Dan's great. Jimmy Reyes. I mean, I love that poster. So yeah, can't wait for that.
yeah, like I said, the posters are big. Like I said, we're doing the 12 by 18, which is they're good. They're regular size posters.
And you're going to mail those
How are you
flat, right?
mailing them?
No, I'm going to mail those in a tube.
Oh, you're going to tube them. Nah, that's
Yep.
a good idea.
That way they're not folded. They're not
Right.
damaged. They're if I don't mail them in a tube, I'll mail them in something like this one's in.
Right.
And I've done it in the past. Well, I put it in something like this, and then what I'll do is I'll completely cover the interior
Sure.
with like padding and stuff, so that even if this breaks, it's not going to mess up the poster. And then I'll wrap it full and then make sure it's in the box. I mean, it ain't going to move in the box. Just
No, that's
have it in the
cool.
box. So I'll be doing like that. Same thing with the artwork and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll make sure that when you get the artwork, because I've done several draw streams with Alternative Press, and
Mhm.
everything that everything I shipped out, everything goes like this. That way it doesn't get broke or anything.
No, that's cool. So what else does Mr. James Lee like to do for fun? Are you a movie guy?
Well, I do know he's a role player.
Uh
Yeah,
oh.
yes, I do like role playing. I also love manga, just
Oh,
the evil manga. And I love anime.
okay.
Yes, I've been collecting anime since I was in the army, so I've got over 1,000 titles.
Do you really?
Yes, I still own. I still have all my VHS tapes that actually still play.
I was actually going to ask, do you still own VHS? So
Oh
so that
yes,
means you're one of the few people that still has a VHS player.
yeah. Actually, I got two.
You know, now just out of curiosity, because we know a guy, do you have any of
We
the
know a
original
guy.
VHS tapes that are still shrink wrapped?
That are actually shrink wrapped.
Yep, we got a guy who collects. They do to VHS what they do to comic books.
They
So
slab
if you
them.
got the original release and it's shrink wrapped, they basically send to
No,
a company like CGC, grade them, and
no, I
bam.
don't. But I do know about the black Cinderella box.
Oh, Jimmy.
I actually have that one.
We were actually talking. The reason it came up is before the stream, we got talking about Dungeons and Dragons, which led us into all these different role playing games that we played as kids. And James actually had said that he thought DC Superheroes was one of the best ones, and we had to start the show.
And I want to know why.
Yes,
Why do you?
and
Why
he
is
wants
that?
to
This
know
book right here.
why.
This book right here.
And that's from back then in the 80s or whatever.
This was published in, let's see, what's the date? 93.
Oh, 93. Okay.
93.
Nice.
The reason this is so good is not only does it give you all power bases,
Uh-huh.
it gives you a certain max level you can go to, but it's got every DC hero and villain in the back of the book.
Oh, hold up some of that black and white art. I'm curious just to see that. Is it clip art that they used from comics, or did they actually have new stuff made for the book?
It's
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, look at that. Tom Grummett,
yeah,
Dan Jurgens goodness.
yeah. And they got, they put some of the pages in.
All right, I got to ask because he's one of my favorites. Is Captain Atom in there?
Let me look. I'll tell you real quick.
See, I'll test you. I'll test you with these B-level characters.
Let's see. Do we have Captain?
We will test you.
DC puts out, just like Marvel does every now and then, one of those big fat hardcover encyclopedias of stuff. And I always go to the index in the back to see if my name's in it, never expecting to see it because there's so much art in those books. And my name was in it. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to go through this whole book now just to see what I did, see what they lifted. It's a lot of work, and I'm lazy.
There's so many characters in this
DC
book.
there, but I'm still not seeing. Do you have the Marvel role playing game?
Just wait a second, Dennis.
No, I do not have that book anymore. No, they do not have Captain Atom in it.
Oh, you lied to me.
Oh, well,
I knew it. Oh, what about Green Lantern? Hal Jordan? He's got to be in there.
Yes, Hal Jordan's in here.
Who'd they have draw that one? I'm curious to see what art they clipped for that.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll let you look at it.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, let's see, and I'll see if I recognize
Oops, I'm
it.
on the wrong page. He's right there.
Wait, no, go over.
Other side.
Other
There
side.
you go.
That's Dan Jurgens too. Let me see that Hawkman on the page next to it.
Hold on, let me get over to it.
Other way. There you go. Keep going.
Yeah, there it is.
There you go.
That is that's Dan Jurgens too. Boy, they were just pulling a lot of Dan's work from back then, I guess.
That
Yeah,
they paid him a lot of money just to do it.
Nope, that's all pulled from comics.
Yep.
So
They're
you were a DC role playing guy.
Yes, and I got to put this out.
What is it? All right, hold on.
Dr. Fate. Nope, that's Batman.
That's
I
Batman.
thought it was a helmet.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is.
But no, I like that, and I even still to this day I play City of Heroes video game.
Do you really? I didn't know the video game was still. Do they update that every year, or is it
Well,
just?
it's now private servers, so it's free to play.
Oh, okay.
See, we played it, and I liked the exploding dice and stuff, but
Oh yes, the
I
box.
still
Yes.
have the original box set with the
Yes.
phase rip.
I thought the original box was yellow.
Well, they actually technically that was probably was. This is probably the second release of it, and then Marvel had this was your chart in the back, so you had your what your phase rip, your different abilities, and then you had to make all of your charts. So it went from Shift Zero all the way up to Beyond the Beyonder, kind of like me. And then this was cool. They did a lot with.
Oh yeah.
So when what they did was, this was the player's book, they had the judge's book, and then what they would do, they had the Ultimate Powers book, and then they started releasing, because in Marvel Comics, all of the really cool, the characters, they kept evolving and getting better. Of course, he does. And I know you still have the original Marvel stuff too. And then what they would do is, like, there's Avalanche. So there's your entire bio of Avalanche.
Oh yeah.
And, you could see it with all of their stats, all of their abilities. And then this was, I think this would have been 89, 88, somewhere in that, 88. And then they started doing updates once a year, like the 91 update. So if Jean Grey's powers, she became Phoenix, well, hey, we're going to do an update, and they would release it. So I've got a whole stack of the original ones and then the updates. So that Marvel one was a really cool, fun, and super easy system.
So how long did that run for? When did Marvel stop it?
Probably 93, I'm going to guess. I'd have to go find out when the final update was, because I think the last update was, I think, when they stopped it.
How long did DC's run for? Do you know, James?
It wasn't that long. I mean, they put out like I said, this is third edition, so I'm guessing they started in 88. So probably 95 at the most.
Now, does that DC one have any tie into the original Mayfair Games one, or no?
I didn't see it. I don't see it at all.
Okay, so the Mayfair Games was just totally separate.
Yeah, this one's no, this is actually done by Mayfair.
Oh, it is. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
This is done by Mayfair. Yeah, right there.
Oh, all right.
So it's still Mayfair in third edition.
Dennis, have you ever played Mutants and Masterminds?
I do. I owned it. Actually,
Did you know I did?
Still made, and Silver Age Sentinels.
Did you know I did artwork in some of the one of the Mutants and Masterminds game books?
Oh, I did not.
You're not a real
You
friend.
learn something every day.
So James, like we were talking about, he's dead to me now. How he doesn't even know that.
I do have some of your cross-gen books.
Oh, that's cool.
So I do have.
Well, Dennis, next time you come over, I have to show you because they sent me one copy of the book. So
yeah, I'll be curious now.
One of my cross-gen books you autographed.
Which one?
Number was it Fist or 37?
The first, yeah.
First issue 37, yeah.
I'm hoping that they, Marvel's putting out that omnibus collection of Sigil to test the waters that collects every issue. So I'm, fingers crossed it does well and they get around to doing an omnibus of the first, because about half, oh no, not half, but at least a third, if not a little more, would be my work. So I'd love that.
Yeah.
So
no, I bought I bought cross-gen. I bought Ultraverse.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Oh, I have a lot of Ultraverse. So I have Aaron Presley's.
Sludge, yeah.
Yeah, I have those. So yeah.
I don't have. I mean, I've got the only Ultraverse stuff I have is a few runes because of Barry Windsor Smith, the George Perez Ultraverse stuff he did, and then yes, I do own Sludge #1 because of Aaron Lepresti. Yeah. So. I know Dennis doesn't own Sludge because, he doesn't.
Sludge was a good book. I liked them. I liked a lot of the Ultraverse books.
Oh, that's cool. I like, Jeff Johnson, I believe, worked on Solitaire. That was a cool one. Damn it, what's the, oh, God. My favorite was Prime. Because I just love.
Yeah, Prime was basically a redo of Shazam.
I know, but it was just the way,
it
Norm
was fun.
Brayfogel's art was really suited well for it, I
Yeah,
thought.
I loved Prime. I really did. I
Yeah,
liked Prime. It's just it's real sad what Marvel did with it when they got a hold of it.
they didn't do anything really though, did they?
They just took the colorists and shut everything down.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They just shut everything
That's
down.
them.
That's another thing you would think because they own it all. What would it hurt to try and
Do omnibuses of
put
it.
out an omnibus of one of them?
Yeah.
Maybe go back and find out which one was the most popular. I don't know, and try to put an omnibus out on it, whether it be Sludge, Prime, whatever,
Yeah.
just to see how it does.
They could
I don't know.
they could do it the same way Top Cow's doing their omnibuses.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, they've done. I mean, I've got Cyberforce, the omnibus for Cyberforce. I got the omnibus for Witchblade that's coming out,
That's cool.
and I've got the one for Darkness.
Oh, nice.
They did all of them.
Yeah. Well, we're going to wrap it up, and before we do that, of course, I think if my little memory serves, Dennis and I actually have a campaign, and we'd like to talk about Kor-Drath, the Reckoning. That's right. We believe in no fans left behind. Hat tip Billy Tucci for that. Kickstarter. The link is in the description. Randy's been right on it, posting that as well as the link for James's book, The Stines. Go check it out. 1883 total so far on the Kickstarter campaign. Of course, you know what we do over here. We add that to this total of $75,982. Look at that, just $18 away from $76,000. And that just gets us closer to the $80,000 stretch goal of the Lilith playable character card that everybody's going to want to get because, one, it looks great. Dan Lawless did a great job coloring it over my art. Dennis worked up the specs on the back. She's a playable character, just like Adriana and Kor-Drath. Playable character, whatever do you mean? Because there's a game. Of course, we have a game module that Dennis is writing, so you can read the book and play the game as well, covered by Bart Sears and Dan Lawless on colors. So guys, go check that out. And there's even a saucy page in it, which is, what is that? That I just put it up real quick. It's just a tease. If you want to see it, you're going to have to go back and pause it and look. CG's rocking out some killer campaigns lately. Comics are getting fun again.
That's
Damn right
right
they are, Dan.
Yeah. So yeah.
No hidden agendas, no nothing, just pure, incredible story, fantastic artwork, and community support. So thank you all for all that you've done for not only us, backing James and all the CG people. And hey, we are all putting out some great stuff. We just reviewed Cyberfrog Wreck Planet 2, so Annie's will go up, mine will go up, and that was fantastic. I'll give you a preview. It was a fantastic book. So like I said, CG's putting out great stuff.
Yep.
Yes, we are. And like Dennis said, I second that. We thank everyone that has supported our campaign so far. I know I say it a lot, but it's just the truth. We could not do this without you guys. You're the producers to this movie that we call a comic book graphic novel. And it's because of you guys and your generous support to the campaign by backing it that allow us to do it and allow me to sit down and draw it. What am I on? Page 38?
You're starting 38. Yep.
Yep. I'm working on page 38. I got about half of it done. So it's moving along. So guys, if you've already backed it, thank you so much. Please go share it around or maybe get yourself something else. If you only got like a book, go get a variant cover, get yourself a t-shirt, something like that. So check that out as well. And of course, our guest, James with the Stines, Rise of the Vampires. The link is posted too. There's a special perk that is available now with the show. I'll give you a piece of advice, James, because people will watch this on replay. I'd leave that special perk up for 24 hours.
I'm going to.
All right, there you go. Well, I didn't know if you were just going to cut it like show's over. It's down.
I knew you were going to do a replay, so I might as well leave it for right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It stays up.
It goes up as soon as we're done.
So
Yeah, please
keep it up there.
Backstory. My goal is to give you a book that reminds you of the old days of Image, Marvel from the late 80s, early 90s, to give you something spectacular, something that's missing in the comic book field today, a hero, a guy who's willing to sacrifice everything. And he does. He sacrifices everything, not just for his family, but for his brother's family, his brother's country. And it's basically the question is, if he's willing to sacrifice everything for his country, what would you do?
That's right.
Yeah,
sacrificing everything sounds like that guy's married.
So for those of you, I was going to say, for those of you that came in late, Joe, we talked about you early in the show, or was it behind the scenes? But anyway, some guys show up late, other guys won't watch this until later. So make sure we'll put the link down into the description below. So if you don't want to catch it on here, it'll be down in the description, so you can just click on it and head over to Indiegogo.
That's right. Guys, we'll be back on Wednesday next week. Our guest is a gentleman named Christian Blatt. He has a podcast called The Blackcast. You can find that on YouTube and iTunes. He's a big Marvel guy, comic book guy in general. I've been on his show. Dennis and I have both been on his show as well. Really fun guy. He saw Ant-Man. We're seeing Ant-Man. We're going to talk about it live on Wednesday, but we're also going to put up our review over the weekend after we see it. You know, the movie review in 10 minutes, as we like to do for you guys. You can get in, see the review, and get out. Until then, I hope everybody has a great weekend. And James, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you got it, buddy. And we will talk to everybody later. Goddamn gang signs. I never hit the button in time.
Retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution!